Hi, I'm U.S. Weather Analyst Andrew Fleck, just around your 6:30 p.m. on your Friday evening, just with a weather video pattern discussion. And what we're going to do here on this video is just kind of give you what's currently going on over your Friday today, what we saw, the most active weather, show you some imagery maps, and kind of send you heading out of here. But aside from this video, where I'm actually going to be doing pattern videos every day or so on my own page, Weather with Andrew Fleck. And there I'm going to show you the models, where we seem to be heading as the United States in a weather pattern, show you the models like I said, and kind of break it down for you. Now, as for what you're seeing here, this is a new layout, trying different layouts, trying to make the videos more professional and easily to be seen and viewed, and definitely a little slower, so when I'm scrolling through things you can kind of see what I'm talking about, and I won't have to scroll through tons of hours and you won't lose me there. So this is just going to be a little easier for you. So why don't we go actually into the visible satellite page and kind of hit you and start looking at what is right now primarily affecting the United States. And that is a big system over the central United States. And that system is in here for the main storm itself. But there are little storm cells in this whole system itself. And this system is very impressive. You talk about the head, or that cold pocket, extending over the north and northwest of this, and you talk about the long stream of moisture all the way down to Mexico, through the Gulf, extending into the storm. That's how powerful this storm is, folks. Very impressive stuff. And I know for a fact that this area down here appears to be the most active area, has a lot of flooding going on, and I mean a lot, and not just flooding but very severe weather as well. And the reason for all of this, for the aspect of flooding, the aspect of severe weather, is you have a flow or winds moving in from the southeast, east. You have another flow coming up from the southwest, and what that's going to do is that's going to bring in different trade winds. It's going to rotate stuff, and that's how you're going to start getting different types of structured winds, and that's where you're going to see rotation, very convective rain down around the Gulf, and that's why you're going to be seeing heavier rain amounts and severe weather with waves of some wind damage, even tornadoes, very big possibility here. And as we go a little bit toward the north, there's just going to be a little bit, if you can see a little white in the satellite up here, this is actually still that cold pocket just to the west of the storm. And what that's doing is that still has that big snow band that affected, remember, about 2 days ago, Colorado, the mountains, Nebraska, with 2 feet of snow, 1 foot exceptionally being widespread, 2 feet pretty much extending it in the higher elevations. And that storm is now starting to kind of edge its way out, diminishing within the snow itself, but giving people snow still. So that's one system that you could call never-ending. But as looking at the imagery, though, it's a pretty interesting imagery. I think what the one thing that intrigues me the most is just looking at how much this storm extends all the way into Canada here. It's a lot of moisture into Canada, a lot of clouds extending into Canada, and this tells me for a fact tomorrow it's going to be pretty nice. I think pretty nice, maybe warm. It depends with looking at the front here. If that front comes in later on, maybe Saturday night, I think Saturday might be enjoyable for the east. Front comes in a little sooner than that, it might not be, and clouds will come in too soon and you'll get some rain. So depending on what happens there, might be a nice day, longer, nicer day, or shorter, nice day. But I think definitely with the ridge topping ahead of the storm, some areas are going to have some nice weather tomorrow. But once that front moves, it's going to get cold. And when I mean it's going to get cold, I mean it's going to get pretty cold for your ending or starting November here. And this is actually the cold air here, and it's starting to come down. It's going to come down behind the storm. Once the storm moves past to the east, this is going to start flying down toward the southeast, and that's where we're going to have to worry about some other cold air and storms with that. And that's what I'm going to explain on my video on the Weather with Andrew Fleck page that you can please tune into later on. Now, let's go down to actually look at the radar imageries. Let's actually see what's going on down around the south first, and then we'll go up to the northwest and still see that snow falling across portions of the upper Midwest. So let's go down to the south, and here we're still seeing some very impressive thunderstorm activity. Again, like I showed you on the water vapor imagery, there was a lot of moisture extending up from Texas, Mexico, the Gulf, and really extending this area, okay, and really the heart of that precip and moisture. And as you can see, there's a lot of thunderstorms forming. You got that front line right there really extending the heart of the thunderstorms, and that's just really where your boundary of thunderstorms sets up. That's about right here, okay, and about eastward, and that's where you're kind of going to see that dry slot and really everything build up in that area there. Like I say, you have the south, the east winds pushing in, the south and southwest winds pushing in. That kind of boxes this area in, and I know there's heavy rain back here, but that's kind of the boundary that is already passed. You got to look at the area that's actually in between these trade winds to rotate stuff, put a lot of moisture in, and really soup up some thunderstorms. So that's what's occurring throughout there. I am going to have to post a rainfall map for portions over the past 2 days here, because some areas, looking at the imagery, actually had, believe it or not, close to 8 to 12 inches of rain. Not snow, folks, rain. So I'll have to post a video on that. And then lastly, we're actually going to go into the upper Midwest, like I said I was going to show you. And up here, of course, not as thunderstorms affecting or heavy rain affecting the areas, but more snow. And here's that snow band that's still continuing to snow. The storm is actually caught up in this area here, okay, and all that's going to keep shifting to the east. And take note, pretty impressive how it snowed, okay, throughout this whole area up here, and how it's now up and around Minnesota. So that's pretty impressive to see how long duration, how much moisture, I should say, really tagged into this storm. Just impressive to see the amount of moisture that's been able to keep and kept thunderstorms, flooding, and even the snow. Usually you have snow, once it moves it starts to diminish. This snow band, it kept going and it moved, and that was very impressive as well. So again, we had a pretty interesting weather day today, actually for the past week, with the waves of a major snowstorm, first major one of the year, and some really bad flooding down around the south. So we're going to have to go and update you guys on maybe a map on that, and maybe in a snow map of what areas had over the past 2 days. So that's about it for your Friday weather video pattern discussion. And on Weather with Andrew Fleck, there will be some more videos on kind of explaining the upcoming pattern and what presents and surprises come with that. So that's a wrap right now, and I'll talk to you guys later.